My battery ran out. I don't know if anyone will rejoin, but I think I missed half the questions at the end. Hello, my battery ran out. Yeah, my battery completely ran out, and I was mid talking about rocks, and now I've lost where I was in the chat. I don't know what comment I got to. I can't marry you, I'm not gonna lie. I've got a boyfriend. It's not happening. I have a Czechoslovakian wolf dog. She's beautiful. Her name's Tala, which means wolf in Native American language. I have 2 Utenagans, a husky and a Czechoslovakian wolf dog. Moan the rocks. Yes. Hello. I love rocks. I love rocks too. Coming to Inverness next week. No, I'm not going. I love your stream, even though like I got removed. Like you removed my other account, but I don't even know who you are, Jimmy. I don't know what you're talking about. Keith, is it true that all rocks in Scotland are as old as in Bow? No. Right, okay, Scotland's geology is so varied, right? And you have, like, that's why people across the world come to Scotland to study Scotland's geology, and they come visit, because you get so many different rock types here, and it's over, like a short distance as well. But when you go to America and stuff like that, or go elsewhere, it's like usually the same geology for hundreds and thousands of miles. But here in Scotland, you can travel 500 miles and see so many different rock types. Honestly, it's mental. Like from the south of Scotland to the north of Scotland, it's absolutely brilliant. Like, okay, we're gonna get rid of you, Jimmy, because I don't like the stuff that you're saying. It's just no right. You're just no right in the head. Just not. Good afternoon. Thank you. Oh, there's loads of money in rocks these days, you know, like loads of money. You can get all your resources and that from the rocks. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Love your accent. Can't always understand it. I'm glad you love it. It's nice. I'm sorry that there's no subtitles. Did you ever do field studies in the Ardnamurchan volcano? I did indeed. So Ben Hain, like we went on a field trip there, like oh my goodness, it must have been back in 2014. And like it's a remnants of like as well, like oh my goodness, like there's so much. Like but we mapped Ben Hain, and then like we went to go see the volcanic centre at Ardnamurchan, and I'm planning on actually going to Ardnamurchan next summer so that I can do videos and do like a little mini series on the geology of Ardnamurchan, and like tell people like what's going on, like why, like there's oh it's so good, because you get this thing in igneous geology that happens like called what's it called again? Fractional crystallization. And you can see the evidence of that like in Ardnamurchan, and you see like layered intrusions as well, and it's just pretty cool. But I'm not going into too much detail because I can't remember it like right now at this moment in time. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like Ardnamurchan. How is the incipient Icelandic volcanic eruption going? I'm not too sure. I've not really seen much from it since like a few days ago. I've not really like followed it, like, so I don't know if there's lava yet or not, and if there will be lava. Local hills in Stirling, oh my goodness, they're all volcaniclastic rocks, I'm pretty sure of it, so they're all lavas and that spewed out, like, I'm not too sure what time period they did spew out at, but they did spew out at one point. Is that just north of like Stirling and Bridge of Allen, or north of Bridge of Allen? I'm pretty sure. But aye, it would have been like when volcanic eruptions were taking place in like Scotland, and there's been a few occasions in like the history like of Scotland where that's happened. So it's one of the places that's on my list of to go to talk about. So I'll get to it eventually. Hello from Cornwall. I've always wanted to go to Cornwall. Absolutely love it. I missed it, but I don't know if you saw me saying it was me. I did. I know, Emma, I did. Like, I seen it, and I was like, don't worry, I'm not going to leave work. I always tell everyone that. I'm like, no, I'm not allowed to leave. I'm going to stay, like, here at work. Like, honestly, it's brilliant. Scotland is North America. Yeah, Scotland and North America were once joined together. I don't know if you knew that, but now you know now. Love seeing how passionate you are about what you study. It's always inspiring. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm interested to know what got you into geology. Okay, so back in the day, I'm pretty sure I answered this already in the previous one, but like I'll answer it again, like, because I love talking about what I talk about, right? Back in the day when I was younger, like maybe 8, 9 years old, like I always loved going down the beach and collecting rocks, right? And I used to put them in my pockets, and my mum and dad used to hate me because my mum, whenever she put things in the washing machine, she would never check the pockets. I have a habit of doing that nowadays as well, so maybe you get that trait from your mum. But basically, I used to collect rocks thinking that you can find geodes and stuff in them. And I remember going to like the Science Museum when I was a kid as well. And I remember watching all the geological movies, the bad geology movies back in the day. The 90s geology movies such as The Core and Armageddon. But I didn't know that you can go study a degree in geology until I was in my 5th year at school. So I didn't do very good at school. Like, I mean, I was average. I got 4 hires, but I didn't get the grades that I wanted, that would allow me to get into university. So I had to, basically, not redo it. I had to go to college for a year to get into uni. But I went to a university open day with one of my first boyfriends, right? And it was the University of Glasgow, and there was a stall there, and it had all these rocks and that on it, and it had a volcano, and I was just like, oh my god, you can go study rocks. And the guys were like, yeah, and I was like, oh, what are the entry requirements? And they were like 4 B's, and I got 2 B's and 2 C's, sorry. And I was like, oh well, that's me, I don't know if I can go do it. But then they were like, you can do a HNC and something, and I did a HNC, and then ended up getting into uni, studying geology, coming out of uni, not knowing really what I was going to go into, and then I went into engineering geology, and that's what I do now, and I've always been interested in it, I love what I do, it's brilliant. I work for a civil engineering contractor now, and I absolutely love what I do, but also, on the side, I decided to start making these things about geology, because there's not enough that talks about rocks out there, and, you need to, you guys need to know about rocks because they're so important, and it's just kind of blew up over the last 7-8 months or something like that since April. I only had 300 followers last year. And do you want to know what really bugs me is people think that because I've got a big following and stuff on social media now, it doesn't affect me. I don't care. People stop me in the street and they're like, oh, you're famous. And I'm like, I'm not famous. I'm always going to be Louisa. I'm always going to be myself. And I love that about me. I love myself. Not that I love myself, I don't know what I meant by that, but I love the mentality that I've got about it. I don't get caught up in social media and stuff. Hiya, Jordan. We go to the gym with you. Well, we don't go to the gym with you. We go to the same gym. Me, Matthew, me and Matt, my boyfriend. Granite versus Gabbro. Who wins? Oh, God. I like Gabbro better because it forms draggy peaks. So the Coolins on the Isle of Skye, there's 2 mountains, 2 sets of mountains. So you've got Gabbro Mountains, which are usually the first magma to form from the partial melting of the mantle. So that's how magma seeps through the crust, right? You have a partial melt of the mantle, right? And magma will kind of come up from the mantle, and its composition is basaltic in composition, which is Gabbro. Gabbro is basically a coarse-grained igneous rock, and it forms the jagged mountain peaks that you can see that are the old volcanic centre on the Isle of Skye that are part of the Coolins. Now you've got a granitic intrusion right next to it, and you can see the difference, which is the red Coolins. So the granitic intrusion that's next to the Gabbro was formed by fractional crystallisation of this magma chamber. And sometimes you can see the magma chamber itself's layered, right, in certain areas. And it's pretty cool. But the magma chamber, what happens in a magma chamber is when it crystallizes, let me try to explain this in a basic way. When some of the minerals crystallise out of the melt, it changes the composition of that melt. So it uses the heavier minerals first, the heavier elements first, which are nickel and iron and crap like that, right? So those minerals will form first and sink to the bottom of the magma chamber, and it changes that composition of that magma chamber. Now you can get granite in 2 ways. You can change the composition that much that it leaves a silica rich magma at the end of it, from a Gabbro intrusion, or you can partially melt the crust, which usually happens at mountain belts, mountain chains and stuff, and form a granite that way. So you can form granites 2 ways, or I think that's it. I can't even remember my Igneous geology, but basically the granite that's next to that forms the red Coolins, Coolins, however you say it, on the Isle of Skye, is kind of that partial melt as well as the fractional crystallization of that Gabbro magma chamber. So it's all volcanic, blah blah blah. It's kind of collapsed in as well on itself. What's your favourite memory from the volcano? Oh my god, when I seen that volcano for the first time in Iceland, I cried. I'm guessing you're talking about the one in Iceland and not the one in, I don't know, there's lots of like ancient volcanoes in Scotland, but I cried, I couldn't help it. I was like, that's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Have I ever seen eclogite in the field? No, I've not. I've never seen it in the field, and I would absolutely love to see it in the field because it's made up of the garnet and the pyroxene, and it's that green and purple, and oh my goodness, yes. Went to the gym today, Jordan. Like me and Matt were there. We went to the cafe first. Got like something to eat, so you know, usual healthy shite, like, and then I've ate a pizza for dinner. But we went and got like eggs, the eggs avocado stuff, whatever it is, and then we trained back today. But I was at my work night out last night, and he was at his work night out on Thursday, so yeah, I slept in this morning, I'm not gonna lie, but I had a really good night out last night in Glasgow, and yeah. Like, wasn't really hungover today, but see, I tried to deadlift 100 kilograms a day and I couldn't get it off the floor. Sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't. But gym today, did you go to the gym, Jordan? I've not seen you since like, I don't know, Thursday, Wednesday. Do you think Earth life may have begun from a space rock? Yeah, I think that like, obviously back 4.6 billion years, that's how they think. Like, that's how old they think the Earth is. Now, when you had the creation of the Earth, you had, like, the differentiation. Like, well, the creation, sorry, of the Earth was everything, like, kind of coming together. So, asteroids hitting against asteroids, bigger pieces of rocks, like, just hitting against each other. And then you had the differentiation of minerals, elements, like, within, like, the actual, this ball of rock that was floating about, right? Floating about the solar system. So this ball of rock, you had differentiation, and you had like the sinking of all your iron and nickel to the core of like the earth, and then you had your lighter minerals, like elements, that make up the crust. So everything kind of differentiated, like, and I feel like, yeah, maybe like because there was all of this, like, you know, all of these things colliding with each other, yeah, water probably could have came from that. Like, when you think about a comet and an asteroid, it's made up of like rock and like ice, so life could have came from that, but you never know. Like, honestly, life, like the earliest forms of life were bacteria or like little tiny organisms, and then it just developed over millions of years. But like 500 million years ago, like during the Cambrian period, you had the like explosion of life where just things started, like, you know, it was all in the sea. Like, things was, you know, forming in the sea. But it's funny because in Scotland you can see rocks that are sandstones that were formed before life existed on Earth. Like, or, well, basic life existed, it was just bacteria, but there's no evidence, there's no, like, burrows in them, there's no fossils, and it's just cool to think that you can get, like, rocks that are that old in Scotland that are still here, that have not been eroded away completely, that have not been buried deep within the earth and metamorphosed, but you still get sandstones, the Torridonian sandstones, that were deposited 1,000 million, so 1 billion years ago they were deposited, and that was when life was very simple. Do you like striations? Striations, like on like what, a rock surface or like a fault surface? I don't know. Hi, Matt! That's my boyfriend. I'm waving at you. Why is Kinmord red rock and Ben Nevis grey? I'm not too sure. I don't know the geology of Ben Nevis, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be volcanic in origin, so it might be a little bit different, like, to, you know, the Coolins, but similar in a way. I'll need to like have a look at it, like, and do a video on Ben Nevis and that mountain next to it, this red rock. It's probably the red rock's granite, and like I thought Ben Nevis was granite, but it might be like grey because it's lavas and stuff. How much protein is in a normal rock? I don't know what you mean by that. Thank you. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I get it. Some people believe in things that, like, where crystals and stuff have healing factors, but like, my views on it are like, rocks are made up of like minerals, and minerals are made up of elements. So I'm more like of a scientific view on it, but I feel like everyone's still entitled to their own opinion. So if you believe that like a crystal can heal you, like, fair enough, brilliant. Like, I've got nothing, or I don't judge people and what their beliefs are, and what they like. I don't argue against people either, like, when it comes to that kind of stuff. So yeah. Hi, I totally love your blogs, and finally, thank you. Rock, y'all. What's your view on crystals? Crystals make up rocks? Or as in, like, crystals like amethyst and stuff? I like that you can, find crystals in, like, volcanic rocks and cavities within different kinds of rocks as well that, like, form, like, underground, deep within the ground. I think that's pretty cool. Like, so I do like minerals, crystals, whatever you want to call them. Have you ever made a video on Loud and Hell? No, but I will do it eventually. At one point. My son wanted to study rocks for a home school project. I thought, what's so interesting about rocks? Now I'm fascinated. I even thought about doing a geology course. I love that. I'm so happy. Like, thank you. Like, absolutely brilliant. Hello from Ayrshire. Let's share a tatty. I'm okay, thanks. I don't want to share a tatty going with you. Loving ya, Scottish gibbering lassie. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to skip through these. Geology movies like Tremors. What the hell's Tremors? Never heard of that. No, I'm talking about the core and like the Armageddon movie that came out in the 90s, even though that's more to do with an asteroid. It was all these bad geology movies like the core. They were drilling to the core. You could never drill to the core. Like, what the hell? Love your stream. Don't call me babe. It's not appropriate. I'm not your babe. The only person that could call me babe's my boyfriend, so... Let's just remove you. Thanks. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Out. No, I'm not out. I'm just doing a live stream where people can ask me questions about rocks. But apparently there's no more questions about rocks. Only just finished my level 2 earth science exam. Enough fractional crystallization for this year. Oh, I love it. James Campbell. That's brilliant. So I'm guessing that you're like in like second year like earth science. Like, I don't know if you studied at the University of Glasgow, but brilliant. I honestly don't know if I explained that properly or not because I can't remember like half the stuff that I learned at uni, but it's quite interesting like to think, and I'm like, oh, I can remember some stuff. But yeah. Gabbro, nice split easily. Nicely. I love it. Brilliant. I don't actually know how jade stones come about. I've never studied them and I don't know enough to tell you the answer to that, so I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure. Why do you think granite was used in the pyramids in Egypt? I thought that Egyptian, like... I mean, I know that they make, like, some of, like, this carvings out of, like, granite, like, and stuff, because you can see them in the old museums, and I don't even look at the like, old, like... I mean, the Egyptian things. I just look at them and think, that's granite. Oh, look at the pink crystals in that. Like, wow. And people are looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with her? It's dead funny. Is there a noticeable difference between synthetic opals and naturally formed? I couldn't tell you. I don't know enough about minerals. I accidentally pressed send on the post. I don't know what you're talking about. Where was the works due? It was in Glasgow, city centre, in a place called Revolution. It's pretty good, to be honest. Like, a good night. I could watch... Oh, God, go away. Jesus Christ. Where am I? I need to find more... Geology is so hard to get a degree. No, it's not. Good job. Yeah, it might be rare because people don't know enough about it, but... You can still go to a degree in geology at, like, most of the universities, especially in Scotland. You're awesome. I love your pace. You're the coolest rock girl I've ever met, even though I haven't met you. Thank you. That's good. Hello, doctor. I'm not a doctor. Did you sort your camper issues from the other day? No, it's still not starting. Try to, like, jumpstart the battery, and it's the immobiliser. It's still not working, so I need to contact, like, the AA, or contact... there's like I think like the key batteries ran out as well, so I need to get the keys changed, the battery changed in it, and then hopefully like get the immobiliser fixed, and then it should be working again, so I can go on wee adventures across Scotland and make more videos. Share the broadcast, please. Oh, can you do that? I didn't know you could do that. As in, you can save your lives. This is the first time I've saved lives. Like, what's your favourite soft sediment deformation? Like, as in within sedimentary rocks. I don't really have one because I don't like it. I love Ian Stewart. Honestly, oh my goodness. Like, yes, I do know. I've never met him before, but that as well. Like, see, when I was at uni, I used to watch the BBC documentaries, and that was the ones that I was talking about. That they have made a few, and yeah, they made another few, like, that are called Earth and stuff. But yeah, he makes rocks interesting too. It must just be the Scottish accent, you know? Like, must be the Scottish accent that makes it interesting. Might not be, but I like Ian Stewart. He's class. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Okay. Sent a request to be on your live camera. I don't want anyone to be on your live camera. Have you heard of the Upside Down Mountain in southwest France? No, I've not. I've not heard of that at all. What is this? What are like these thingy requests? People that want to join my video. I'm okay, thanks. How do I like save this? Like, does it save your lives? Or does it, wait a minute, let's see. Live. Oh, right, okay. I've been live for 20 minutes. I don't know how you save them. How old is Scotland? Oh my goodness. Well, the oldest rocks in Scotland are up to 3 billion years old, right? And they're in the Northwest Highlands and Outer Hebrides. That's how old certain parts of Scotland. And then your youngest rocks in Scotland are 61 million years old. Or, well, maybe a little bit younger. You probably have rocks that are like kind of on the verge of compacting into a rock that are sandstones that aren't really compacted as of yet. But yeah. Where's the dogs? I'm not at home just now. Like, they're, my ex has got them. So, I'm at my boyfriend's just now. Like, so staying at my boyfriend's tonight. Where is your best geological feature in Scotland? If you go to Fingal's Cave, I'll need to do a video like it's saying like what ones are like what places are the best places that you can go visit in Scotland. So Fingal's Cave in the Isle of Staffa is one of the best geological features in Scotland that you can go see. It's brilliant. If you go up to North Scotland, like Darness, if you go to the beach in Darness, like, what's it called again? It's where the zip line is, North Scotland, right? And there's also like one next to the campsite too in the North Scotland, like in Darness, and you can go see the Lewisian rocks, like, that are so beautiful and ancient and very cool to look at. And then there's probably as well other places. Isle of Skye. So you've got Isle of Skye. The geology on the Isle of Skye is amazing, and so is the scenery. Like, you've got the Coolins, like, which are the mountain ranges that make up the Isle of Skye, like the Isle of Skye's old volcanic centre. You've got Jurassic and Triassic footprints, dinosaur footprints on like Staffin Bay on Skye. You've got limestone and stuff. You've got everything on Skye. Absolutely brilliant. It's actually one of the known only places like on the Isle of Skye where you find rocks that are Jurassic and Triassic in age, because across Scotland there's not many rocks on the mainland that are Jurassic and Triassic, but they're all in the North Sea, like, which is pretty cool and interesting. Well, you ever come to America, we have rocks sometimes. You have rocks underneath your feet. What are you talking about? There's rocks everywhere. I've been to New York, and when I went to New York, there was obviously the Manhattan schist that you can see across like the Central Park, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love the Manhattan schist. It's a metamorphic rock that was metamorphosed like probably the same time as like the Highlands in Scotland. It was metamorphosed like maybe 450 million years ago, like during the Caledonian orogeny, but I might be wrong. Sorry, I'm just having a drink of Fanta that I got with my Pizza Hut. Not Pizza Hut, my Domino's. I forgot I ate a Domino's. I've already ate 2 cookies. There's something wrong with me. Right, what else they got on here? What are the biggest challenges between geology and religion? I don't know nowadays, because people don't really question or ask me on it, but again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I wouldn't say to anyone or force anyone to believe in anything that they didn't want to be forced into believing. So if you've got your own views on how the earth formed, and like if you believe like all of that kind of side of things, like that's your choice. Like, that's not like, I believe in what I believe in, like, and I love what I do, and I think it's brilliant. So yeah, Andy the Highlander, hiya, how are you? I found the rocks at Glencoe. Oh my goodness, me too. Oh, they're so beautiful. I want to do like a wee geology tour in Glencoe soon, like hopefully next year. Like, I'm gonna do it. if people want to like come with me, like I'll let you know the details soon. But yeah, love Glencoe. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was funny because see, before I went to Glencoe, I used to always drive through it, and before I actually looked into what the geology was, I couldn't believe it when I was looking up at the mountains, and I'm like, that's all lava and tough lava. Oh my goodness, it's like rhyolitic lava. I just thought it was an old like granitic intrusion. And then when I found out that there was all these like volcanic layers of ash and tuffs and lavas, I was like, wow, this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Love Glencoe. It's amazing. Love it. I just love the geology of Scotland. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And so many people don't realise how good it is and how lucky we are to have all these rocks just at our doorstep. School, how much you've made geology interesting and with your great accent. Thank you. People, see, some people, they comment on my videos and they're like, that's not a real Scottish accent. And I'm like, what is? Avalonia and Laurentia, yes, you're correct in saying that. So yeah, Glencoe. Back in the day, 450 million years ago, you had like the closure of the Iaptus Ocean. And the closure of this Iaptus Ocean, like where you had the two continental plates collide, Avalonia, which where England was, and Scotland was on Laurentia. When they collided with each other, they made a supercontinent, but they made like a kind of mountain building scene, and they also had like partial melt. You also had partial melting of the crust back then, which caused this granitic intrusion to sit under Glencoe and cause all these volcanic eruptions during that time period, which is pretty cool, right? Like back in the day, so the rocks in like Glencoe are pretty interesting and cool, and that's what makes up the mountains of Glencoe, and I love it, absolutely love it. Down to earth attitude, best way to be. You're right, you're absolutely right. See, before, when I spoke about doing this years ago, someone told me, you need to do it properly and professionally, so you have to put on like a professional voice and be like, hello there, how's it going? We're going to talk about these rocks today, and slow it down so that people can understand you. And I was like, dear fuck, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to go out and wing it. And that's what I do. I go out and I'll wing it and I'll just talk about the rocks. Like, I would talk to them about any, like my boyfriend, or talk to them like with one of my friends and be like, check out this bad boy. This formed like 5 million, like, 55 million years ago during like the tertiary period. I just do that and I feel like people relate to it a little bit more and people understand it, like, which is good. It's a bit different. So when I hike Riverside, to do photos, I now spend more time looking at the rocks and their details. Good. That's what I like to hear. I do get a lot of people that like send me pictures of rocks and videos of rocks, and I can't get around to responding to everyone. I don't really have the time to like respond to everyone because I do have a full-time job. So it's really difficult for me to actually, say hello to everyone and respond to everyone's messages like that they have on rocks. So yeah, where are we? What we got now? My goodness, there's so many people that join and leave. You look so happy in Iceland, seeing like, oh my god, I was in my element, Andy. Honestly, it was absolutely brilliant. I was just like, oh. To be honest, I'm like that across Scotland as well, because as you know, Scotland's so beautiful and there's so many different places you can go see and visit. And I can't believe you were on the Isle of Lewis recently. It looks so nice there. I've not been to Lewis in like 2 years. And I need to get back there. I really need to get back there. Hopefully next year, but everything costs money, and see, to get a camper van over there, it's ridiculous. £270 or something like that. Like, to do, like, island hopping, like, through Calmac. But, it is what it is. Like, you need to pay to get places, so... I love Lewis and the Isle of Harris are my favourite places to go visit. That's probably another place that I would recommend to people go visit. Outer Hebrides has got the oldest rocks in Scotland. They're so magic and beautiful and... brilliant, love it, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Iceland, I'd love to go back to Iceland and see the next volcanic eruption there is. I'm just going to be like, getting a flight over there now. Boyfriend's going to be like, are you mad? Where do you want to go that you haven't? What, in Scotland or in general? Because there's still loads of places that I've not been in Scotland. There's like a list of places that, and I think I might start asking my followers if they can like recommend places that would like to learn a little bit about, so that I can make videos on those places, like, and prioritize them over like other places that I think are interesting and good. Because if there's something that you want to know about a formation in Scotland, then let me know. What do you think the Stone of Destiny was made from? I don't know what the Stone of Destiny is. I'm not going to lie. Ewan? Is it Ewan? Yeah. Don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. If you haven't already done so, you should condition. Do you not mean consider? I'd love to visit Australia. I've got friends in Australia as well. Don't know if I'll get the chance to visit them because there's so many places that I'd love to go to. But maybe one day. We'll see. We shall see. In the future at one point. Yeah, I'd totally love to go to Australia. I can't believe I'm on a live and I've been on this live for ages. I actually kind of like talking to you guys. It's fun. But I think it's now time. It's now time to go to bed. So I think I'm going to go. Like, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like, advertise that I'm going to do a live on Monday night, right? And I'll have the dogs on Monday night, so the dogs will be part of the video too, and we'll see, like, how much interest we get in it on Monday night. Why don't we have diamonds, sapphire gems in the UK? Love your videos, by the way. We do have sapphires. I'm not going to tell you where they are, though. Diamonds only form at certain places, and they all formed at the same time. So diamonds are from the mantle, which is deep within the mantle, right? Because diamonds are carbon, and they're actually the same composition as graphite, but diamonds, the structure of them is made up differently from graphite. And because they form under very, very high pressures within the mantle, they've got a certain structure about them. So you only find diamonds at certain places on Earth, and they're all the same age. They're all similar age, like around the age, like years and billions of years old, right? But they're shot up in like vertical intrusions that are kind of like cone shaped that are called kimberlites, and it's in a type of rock called a kimberlite, and that's the only place that you can find diamonds. Now these formed on a craton, like whatever you want to call it. It's like a geological term back in the day, like years and years ago. Yeah, sapphires you can find maybe on Sky, but you can also find them like, okay, you might as well give it away. There's like some on Lewis and stuff and Harris, like Isle and Harris, and you can't find them in metamorphic rocks, right? But that's it. But yeah, basically I better go. I'll see you guys later, and I hope you all have a good night. How do I change this? How do I broadcast this? Can I broadcast this? What's it? Oh no, I've turned my camera off. Right, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye-bye. Cheers.